There is a way you must start your day. Every day comes with its own strength and with its own purpose and with its own attack and with its own benefits and privileges. So there is a way you must start your day. You just don't wake up in the morning and just start your day like that. If you're going to succeed, then there are steps that you must take to succeed in that day. As you wake up in the morning, there are steps. You just don't enter into the day like that with maybe a plan. Now, I'm going to give you some steps that are going to really help you to start your day. Each day that you wake up, you must start this way. Now, I'm going to start all the way from the back to the top, because if I start to the first thing, you might miss it when we finish the whole discussion that we're going to have right now. But I'm going to start from the back, because I know if I start from the last thing you must do, then you understand the first thing you must do. So the last thing you must do anytime you wake up is to have a strategy. Because anytime you have a strategy as you wake up, that strategy might be the wrongest strategy to follow your day with. You know, some people will say, okay, as I just wake up, I'll just get up from the bed and I'll just rush into the bathroom. No, that might be a wrong strategy on that particular day. Strategy can never help you. Yeah, strategy. You know, some people just, anything they want to do, they just begin to calculate. They think of a strategy. The last thing you must do to succeed in life is to have a strategy. Because there is no man, biblically, there is no man that can take care of himself. It is not in man to direct his steps. And so that's why most people fail. Most people fail. They keep failing, they keep failing, they keep failing, they keep failing, they keep failing until they realize it. The reason why it's like that is because they always want to start with a strategy. And anytime you have a plan in your mind to start with, you have already failed in that venture. You have failed anytime there is a plan. So that's why strategy is never the best way to start anything. I remembered one time long ago, I wanted to start a project. And immediately I just started thinking about the first 10 people that can help me out with that financial goal that I had. Do you know what happened? I wrote down the plans and I started texting them one by one. Then I called them one by one. All of them in my list failed me. They all failed. They never supported my campaign. The reason is because I started with a strategy. And so anytime you start anything with a strategy, it must always run to failure. I cannot just imagine how many times I've tried to do things in that way. And that's why so many times we fail, because we always start with a strategy. You don't need to start with a strategy. Strategy has always failed man. It has always failed man. If you remember in the Bible also, this guy, what's his name? Nimrod. He called his friends, his partner, he said, let us make a tower that will run to the heavens and blah, blah, blah. They said all those things. They had a strategy and they started. What happened? They did not succeed. They did not. The reason why they did not succeed is because they actually started with a strategy. Strategy is the last thing you must start with in your life. Every day, strategy is the last thing you must start with. So never you start with a strategy. Never you start. Never you begin anything with a strategy. Because anytime you begin anything with a strategy, you always go into error. Several times. I have so many things, so many stories I can start telling about my own personal life that I started with strategy. And it failed. It failed. It failed. It failed. There was a time also that, we were supposed to have a particular event, and the planners told me that, oh, okay, if we can get so person to come in for the event, the whole event will be a success. We put in all the resources into that event, brought that person in, yeah, with all the resources, with the little resources that we had, and immediately we did that. That day came and the event was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. The reason is because we had a strategy, a good one per se, but the event was a failure. You will always fail when you begin with a strategy. And that's why I am starting with a strategy, to let you know that strategy will always fail. Strategy will always fail you. Anytime you want to succeed, do not start with a plan. Because when you start with a plan, you will fail. You will fail. You will fail. It has never helped anybody. It has never helped. And so don't even think of starting anything with a plan, because it will fail. That is how life is. Anything you want to do in life, you do not start with a strategy. Even if it comes in your head, something tells you this is what you have to do. Don't do it. Because when you do it, you will fail. Because you are starting with it. You never start with a strategy. The second thing after strategy, I'm starting from the back now. I'm supposed to start from the top, but I'm starting from the back. The second thing is a story. What is your story? What is your why? Why are you starting? Why are you wanting to do what you want to do? Why are you wanting to get that strategy done? Yeah, because if you know your reason why, because if you can change your story, you can change your life. If you can change your story, you can change your life. So many of us, because of the past we have or our upbringing, so many things can affect our stories. Yeah, so many things. So many things fight against us. We have enemies from different angles. We don't only fight against spiritual enemies. We have 3 enemies. 3. The first one is the external enemy that we have. External enemies means outside things that fight against us psychologically, physically, and emotionally. Outside things, external enemy. That external enemy just comes and you can see, sometimes you can see the enemy. Sometimes you see their manifestations. All those external things that fight us, and we begin to fight against them. They can hinder us from progressing in life. They can also affect our story. Our external enemies can affect our story. It's like that guy in the Bible that I think his father was Jonathan, was David's friend, and so he now, when he was small, his caregiver was running with him, and she fell with him, and he became disabled. He became disabled by reason of somebody carrying him. And so when David remembered that he had a covenant with his father, Jonathan, he asked if there was anybody of Saul's house who he can show covenant kindness. And they called this guy, and this guy came in. And David said, sit down, you're going to eat with me all the rest of your life because I had a covenant with your father. So now, why am I saying what I'm saying? His story, if he had gone with that story, saying, oh, I'm a disabled, I can never go, things can never happen well with me, things can never go good with me, everything that because of the situation of my stature, my physique, I can never get anything good. If he had continued like that, he would never actually get anything done in his life. When you fill your mind with negativities, when you fill your mind with low life kind of patterns, when you fill your life with all those kind of stories that will make you feel timid and make you feel like nothing good can happen to you, those are the kind of returns you will get in life. And so a lot of people have destroyed their destinies because of the kind of story that they have fed themselves. Sometimes we feed ourselves unknowingly with stories that even affect our future. When we begin to say, there is scarcity everywhere, we begin to see scarcity. There is lack everywhere. We begin to see lack. Oh, everybody's struggling. There is fight. There is chaos. The whole world is turning upside down. That is what you begin to see. Why? Because these are the stories that you tell yourself. You need to have a transformational vocabulary because it will help you. When you change your story, you change the kind of words that come out from your mouth. Remember, I told us we have 3 kinds of enemies. One, the external enemy. There's another enemy that we have. That enemy is the intimate enemy. Intimate enemy means an enemy that is with us. They are close range. They can be with you in the same house. They can be close to you, close. They are very close. They are very intimate. And they are your enemies. They smile with you. They play with you. Those are the ones that you should be even more scared or worried. Not scared though, but more worried about. You must watch out for those kind of intimate enemies. Because intimate enemies can be right in your face and you not knowing they are destroying your destiny. And so our enemies are meant to be close by so that we can observe them, but not to the point where they can destroy us. Because if we allow them come into our vision, they can destroy the vision. So we must on a daily basis guard our vision because everything we have in our mind comes from our story. So before a strategy is being done, you must have a story. And where is your story coming out from? From what part of you is it coming out from? Is it coming out from the negative part of you? Because once your story is not in line with where you're heading to, you will have a lot of roadblocks. Now, I'm not saying roadblocks are not going to come. You can have roadblocks in life, but it's not the kind of roadblocks that will really stop you from entering into your place of manifestation. So you need to change your story. The moment you change your story, you change your life. And remember, complexity, once you begin to have things done, too many things done, you might not be able to have a strategy at all, because when you confuse yourself, too many formulas are not, you need to be a straightforward person when it comes to manifesting your destiny or your future. And these are things that you need to check. Your story matters a lot for you to have a good strategy. Now, once you tackle your story, everything begins to fall into place, because you have tackled the external enemy, you have tackled the intimate enemy. Now, the third enemy is the internal enemy. You see, the internal enemy is where you create you reprogram yourself. The Bible says, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. Be ye transformed, meaning that you have to transform yourself through the kind of words that you speak, through the kind of things that you tell yourself. You need to change your transformational vocabulary, the kind of things that you say to yourself. You need to watch it. Even if you're from a poor background or from a no-do-well kind of lineage, it doesn't mean that you will remain like that. Every human being that is born into the earth, into this physical existence, came with a purpose. God brought us out with gifts. And so that is why you need to identify your gift, because when you destroy or when you dispose the external enemy and you now dispose the intimate enemy, now you work on the internal enemy. You fight the internal enemy. Those things that tell you within your body, within your mind, that you are no good, you're not to do well, you can't do well. Those things that tell you that you will always remain in lack. Those words that come to you that make you feel the thought that comes to you and tells you that you cannot achieve success in your life. You need to fight against them. And how do you fight against those internal enemies? Because they are the worst kind of enemies we can have. When we sabotage ourselves by ourselves. When you sabotage yourself by yourself. You know, there are some people like that. They sabotage themselves. They are building, but they are destroying. They are building their own destiny. They are building, but they are destroying it with their character. There are some kind of behaviors that we use to self-sabotage ourselves. And so that's why it's necessary that we begin to build up a kind of transformational attitude, transformational vocabularies also. Tell yourself, I am not a failure. I am not living in lack. I cannot fail. I cannot. In me, there is life. Because Jesus said it. He said he came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. So when you change your transformational vocabulary, the words you tell yourself every day, you begin to see those words manifest. You begin to change everything around you. Change your world, change your life. Change your words, change your life. Change your story, change your life. You keep telling yourself, I'm a success. Never to fail anymore. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm blessed and highly favored. I am well. In my body, I'm filled with life. I'm filled with health. I'm filled with long life. I will not die untimely death. You fight against that inner enemy that tells you you're not good, that tells you your body is not the temple of God, that tells you your body is not strong enough, that tells you you will remain sick all the rest of your life, that tells you you remain poor. Those words that speak internally within your mind, it begins to make you feel that you are not what you think you can be. Those words can destroy things if you allow them. So you fight against that inner enemy. You fight against it. And once you begin to fight in that inner enemy, your personality begins to change. Your personality begins to change. Because if your personality doesn't change, you will not begin to understand that you can really make it in life. So that's why you need to change. You need to destroy that inner enemy by destroying those negative vocabularies or those sabotaging words or those sabotaging thoughts that come into your mind. You destroy them through, how do you destroy them? Words match words. Words match words. So when it tells you you cannot succeed, you tell yourself, I will succeed. And you speak them out. The reason why you speak them out is because spoken words have life. You remember when God created the world, what happened? He said words. He spoke words. And all those words became life. Those words brought us into being. His words framed the world. His words framed the world as the fishes of the sea. Everything, he framed it through his words. So when we begin to speak words like our creator, we become creators too. Yeah. So you speak those words. You speak those words. You speak those words. Constantly speak those words. So change your story. So you change your story by changing your mind. And that is where I'm taking you to the first thing you have to do is to work on your mind. And when you begin to work on your mind, as you wake up in the morning, you begin to receive power from God for the day. The first thing, before your story comes in and before you have a strategy, you must first of all be one in your mind with God. You must have the energy, the power. And how do you get it? Bible says, ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit has come upon you. So it's in your place to desire that power to come upon you. You know, the good book says something. It says, except the Lord builds the city, the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord watches over the city, the watchman watcheth but in vain. So if the Lord does not come in, the Spirit of God doesn't come into, it says, let this mind be in you that was in Christ Jesus. The mind of Christ. So the first thing you must deal with is your mind. You must display Christ-like characters through your mind. Nothing can work without the presence of God in your life. Nothing. Nothing can work without that energy. Nothing can work without that power. Jesus told his disciples, he says, tarry here until you receive power from on high. You need that power. That's why when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you ask for is a strength from above. That the universe will begin to hear you when you speak. The universe will begin to hear you when you begin to act. The universe will begin to hear you when you begin to do things. That is where you start from. Your communication with the beings that control the worlds. Yes, and we find that in Jesus. That's where power comes from. Power. It says, and you shall receive power after that the Holy Ghost has come upon you. And you shall be my witnesses. So for you to manifest, or for you to be able to change your story and to have a strategy, you must first of all receive that power. And that is what you must do as the first thing. Power from on high. Without that power, there is nothing you're doing. You are laboring. You are going to labor in vain. And so that's why I want to really let you know. You cannot do anything without that power, without that energy. It is that energy that will help you to change your mind, and it will help you to change your story, and it will help you to have a strategy that will work. Yeah, your life will change when you receive that power. And so earnestly seek that power from on high. And so that's why I'm here. On a daily basis, I'm going to be telling you how it's go, because, you know, as day goes by, you need to build up yourself. You need to grow in this race, because you're not just here just to exist. You're here to have and make an impact in life. You're here to fulfill destiny. You have a part to play in this life. You are the star that must shine in your family. You are being called to greater things. And that's why you must have it more abundantly. Jesus said he has come that we should have life and have it more abundantly. And because he has come that we should have life and have it more abundantly, that life is going to manifest through us, through you. You must manifest that life. And so the way you're going to manifest that life is to have the power from on high upon your life. You have it upon your life. It comes down upon you when you yield yourself to the power of God. And so every morning, challenge yourself to get connected to God, to get connected, because that is where you start. That is where wisdom resides. That is where knowledge resides. That is where power resides. That is where divine direction resides. That is where every good gift and perfect gift resides. The power. Because once you get that power, you can change your mindset. Change your mindset, you change your story. Change your story, you change your life. That's how it works. That's how it works. You change your story, you change your life. And as you keep doing this every day, as you keep doing this, you get to the point where you start taking massive action. Yeah. You build your massive action plan and you begin to do it. And as you keep doing it, repetition is the key to success. As you do it today, you do it tomorrow, you do it tomorrow, you keep doing it. You keep repeating these successes from your mind. You see, money is just paper. You can produce that paper when you have taken care of the things that you ought to take care of. It just keeps coming. Yeah. Until you understand that mystery, you will remain in the low life kind of mindset. You need to get out from that low life kind of mindset. And how do you get out? By making attraction to the one who gives it. By making a connection to the one who gives it. He giveth power to them that need it. Bible says, they that wait upon the Lord, they shall renew their strength. They shall mount up wings like eagles. Yes. So when you wait upon him, every day, you meditate upon him intentionally. As you wake up in the morning, you wait on him. You call upon the Spirit of God to come in and have his way in your life. Never you start with your strategy, because that a strategy of how you're going to make it will not work until the power from on high comes upon you. And that is why it is good for you to seek this power on a daily basis. This is how you succeed in your day. And as each day goes and as you succeed in each day, you draw closer and you get into your place of manifestation. And once you get into your place of manifestation, that's it. You keep repeating these successes and you remain in a circle of never-ending abundance. I'm so excited I'm talking to you today. And I just want you to subscribe to this channel and also share this video. If this video really helped you, make sure you comment also in the comment section of how it helped you, what area, what I said that helped you, and also share it with your friends and family. And also click the notification button and follow me, and you will be so amazed how your life will be transformed each day as I give you my thoughts concerning life, on how God has journeyed me from this point to the other, because I know you will also succeed too. You have entered into your journey to greatness. I'll see you next time. Take care then. Bye.